Hey folks, Inclusive Model Designs here, and this is part 12 of the Tamiya 1350 scale Yamato Premium Edition build. So in the last video, I said I was going to continue on working my way back from the bow, filling in these pieces right here, and likewise. And I started doing that. I started cutting them out, sanding them, getting them all nicely shaped, and I was just about to prime and paint them. And I realized I got these great big gaping holes in the ship. And then it dawned on me, what if I were to start, trying to carefully put these little pieces in and drop, one or two down one of these great big gaping holes in the ship? How would I get them back? My luck, it'd go in and off to the side and to the left. Am I really going to pick up, this entire model and shake it upside down? Probably not the best of ideas. Then I thought, should I mask these holes off and stuff? That would prevent it. And then it dawned on me, Tamiya actually provided masks for these kits, and they're called turrets. So I thought, you know what, let's just skip ahead and do the turrets. I mean, it's not going to affect the model in any which way, if I skip ahead and actually build the turrets now. I mean, why not, right? So that's what we're going to work on today, is actually starting the turrets on the ship. I'm just going to put these little pieces aside for now. I mean, it can wait. So let's just go ahead and start with working on the turrets of the ship. So as you can see, that's what we started here. Now I got them in various stages of completion. I did this on purpose, just because it's a little bit kind of tricky on how they look. So this is how they start. Basically, you're building just like the base. Actually, it did start a few pages before, but obviously you start building the turret itself, and then you start building the base. But I started with the base, and I'll get into why I started doing that. You know me. If you've been following me, I do everything backwards and then in reverse. But I have a reason for my madness. But we'll get into that in a second. So anyway, you're building it. You put these two halves together first, and then this piece here, and then these little pieces here. Now this is where I want to draw attention to, is because they look like they stand nice and upright, right, for here, and they do for the most part stand upright. However, see how they kind of bend a bit? Right there, especially the middle one, but the side one too. Now that's important, because once you get this cap piece on, see how this cap piece comes on? It looks like that. Okay, that's how it's supposed to look, because that way, by the time you get to the last stage, which is here, it'll look like that. So that's important to note. A lot of you might try and straighten it out on your own, right? Trying to get it so you're thinking that no, I got to get it nice and straight, because of that piece there. It's one of those optical illusion things. That's how it's supposed to be, because obviously it sits up like this, right? It goes upright. So it's one of those things. That's why I kind of left it in the 3 stages, just so you guys could see the look. Because in real life, obviously the ammo and powder and everything will be down below, and then these would be the elevators to feed it upwards and da-da-da-da-da. Now, the reason why I did it backwards is, if you flip back a few pages, see this piece right here, that they attached it to the turret, not the base. Now, I attached it to the base for painting's sake. Now, I'm going to go back a couple pages. See, they attached it to the ring right here, and then they built the turret around it. Now, I'm not too worried. It's not going to affect my turret build itself. See how the ring is right there? They just attached it there. Now, for painting's sake, it's going to be a lot easier. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to invert this like this. I'm going to attach something right here, like a pin or something, and then I'm just going to spray it like that. It's just going to make it a lot easier for painting. And then when it comes time, I'm just going to take this assembly, this turret assembly, and then plop it down on top of here, if that makes sense. It won't affect it any, because then see how it's already been, see that little lip around the edge? So when it comes time, I'll just place the turret on top of here with some glue, and it'll be just fine as it flies across the table there. So it's just for ease of for painting and stuff. It's gonna be a lot more simple if you do it this way. But this is just me, guys. This is just me. So there we go. So that's obviously the goal of the whole mess right there. So that's kind of what you're going for with the whole thing. Just make sure you got everything upright, like these pieces right here. This piece flares out like that, right? So you want to make sure you got that sitting right where, you know, have a look, like the crest. See how it's kind of going out like this, canting out like that, like a trophy kind of idea. If that makes sense. So you want to make sure you got that right. So that was one of the most important things to cover. I just wanted to make sure that I did cover those 3 stages. As you can see, I already got, you know, that on there, right? I'll do a little bit of sanding. You know, I will paint these, even though for the most part you won't see these details, because they will plug in into here. I don't want to push it in too far. Like that. I mean, it will sit in there nicely, but I don't want to push it in too hard just yet, because I mean, I don't have the right balance pieces in there just yet with the turret. I don't want to shove it in. But as you can see, once I get the turret on there, then I'm going to feel more comfortable with the little parts going on, because they're not going to fall into these holes. I did put the sand, these aren't glued in, these are sandbags. Again, I'm just kind of doing some test fitting just to see how things fit in. That's not glued in yet there, so don't have to worry about that. But I kind of figured that might be a better way of avoiding potential disaster with these little parts, you know, going missing. Because now all I have to worry about is them falling on the floor, which usually that's what happens anyway with me. So instead of me worrying about, oh no, they're inside the ship. So skipping ahead a little bit, so now I will be working on the turrets, and there's no joke with these turrets. Each sprue has, I mean, this is dedicated to one turret. One sprue is dedicated to one turret. I do have metal barrels, so don't think I'll be using these right here, because I have the aftermarket barrel set, but one turret has its own sprue, so that's pretty serious business. It's a lot of parts. So there we go. So we are working on the turrets for the next probably couple of videos, I would say, because there's quite a bit involved here. And so it's going to be exciting, I guess, for the next couple of videos, because it's kind of like the focal point of the ship, I guess. You know, that's what you see, right? The first thing you look at the ship is, you know, is the firepower, right? So it's going to be kind of intense looking videos, I guess you could say, because it's going to be like, whoa, there they are, right? And it'll pretty much finish off the back end as far as that goes. Once we get the turret in there, and then maybe the ship's crane, that kind of thing. You know, the stern of the ship would be pretty much finished as far as, you know, we'll get some armament going on that. And then, you know, then we'll be working with the superstructure and then all the little tiddly bits. And then, you know, we're getting almost, you know, to the finish line, I guess, at that point. So there we go. This is just an idea of what you can do as far as preventing potential disaster with your parts. And, you know, that's just what I'm going to do to try and avoid potential missing parts. But there we go. I do have a giveaway going. They just have to scroll down on the page a little bit. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. YouTube's kind of changed the rules a bit on if you have 1,000 or less subscribers as far as monetization goes. So if you can like, share, and subscribe to the channel, that'd be awesome. It would definitely help me out. And there we go, guys. So thanks so much for watching, and have yourself a good one. Bye.